Hello tea lovers. I recently traveled from Istanbul Airport to Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, located in Central Europe, situated on the Vltava River. So here's what happened. We were expected to arrive at Prague International Airport on December 20th at around 16:30 Czech Republic time zone. Straight flight of 2 hours and 40 minutes from Istanbul, Turkey. It is very unfortunate that the pilot's attempt was unsuccessful, as he could not see the airport due to the high temperature of the fog surrounding the country. He tried 3 times but failed. Every passenger on the plane was worried, like asking, "What's going on? Why aren't we getting off? Is there something wrong with the plane?" Worry was evident on our faces because the country seemed okay, and the weather was nice. Looking for and depending on the flight monitoring system. But who would have thought that the pilot's radar wouldn't actually see it, whatever that thing is in terms of flight? We all know this now, and it was really interesting how diverse the passengers were at that time. There were people from Europe, Russia, Brazil, the Middle East, East Asia, and so on. The cabin crew tried to control the rising doubts and concerns of the passengers. Then the decision was made. An emergency landing was required as soon as possible, because the airline would face a bigger disaster if it couldn't land the plane immediately. The plane might run out of fuel. It seems like that. The closest is Nuremberg Airport, or Flughafen Nürnberg, a small but efficient airport in Bavaria. The 10th largest in Germany, the mid-sized airport has a modern terminal and connections to European capitals. About 150 plus passengers, including myself, were relieved that we could now land, and so we arrived at Nuremberg Airport, Germany. But as in, no one prepared us for what was to come after landing. The pilot announcement came. Of course he apologized for the inconvenience, for the delay, for the discomfort, for the emotional turmoil we had experienced. Here's the catch: we were advised to take a bus from Nuremberg Airport to Prague Airport, and that was a 3.5-hour trip in freezing temperatures of -1°C at the time. That's the only option, nothing else. It was a really disastrous flight. We were freezing too. We felt hungry, emotional and tired because the energy in our veins was running out, including landing, passport control, baggage claim, and waiting for the bus provided by the airline. It took us almost 2 hours to board the bus to Prague Airport. During the 3.5-hour bus ride, there are only 20-minute stops along the way. We stopped at I don't have an idea place midway to Prague Airport. It was really cold at -2 at that time. After the allowed rest, we continued the bus journey to Prague Airport. You can see from the bus lights how foggy the place was, and interestingly, the bus driver was a middle-aged German woman. The female bus driver had great strength to handle the trip to Prague Airport alone, without alternative support. After more than an hour of travel, our silent prayers were answered by the merciful heavens, thanks God, and we arrived safely at Prague Airport. Everyone cheered, and there were happy faces that we had finally arrived at our destination.